if you look at it that way, I mean, we're waiting to see what Captain MS Dhoni has to say at the end of the game. Certainly would like to pull out a few snippets from there. But if you look at the chases that we've talked about, or lack of chases, if you can call it, in this particular tournament, it's really been a woeful story. We keep reminding you 7 times, and you have a look at that. Started well, and that one anomaly, you have to call it an anomaly, 10-wicket victory, they crushed the opposition. But every other time, it's not that they've been completely out of the game. They've just let themselves go out of the game by the 10-over mark.
No, absolutely. And and if you see that 10-wicket win, one of the hallmarks of the 10-wicket win was they never allowed the run rate to go over 10. They kept it under 10 and they kept it there. Here, every other match, they let it, they allowed it to slip into those 10s, 11s, 12s. You know, it was like, as I was writing on Twitter, it's like an 80s parent, you know, till they're in their teens, they don't even bother. And, you know, by the time you come around 13, 14, 15, they don't have the ability to make those 13, 14, 15. And that's the issue that they're facing right now. They just cannot put their foot in the pedal in the last few overs like they used to.
The question really begs, Simon, is why is this happening? Because if it happens 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, you know, early in the tournament, all the teams had a bit of rust. Virat Kohli looked as if he couldn't bat. You've seen he sorted it out. Most teams have had problems. They've sorted it out. We are 7 games into the tournament. Isn't it about time Chennai should have sorted out those problems?
Yeah, look, it's match practice, which every franchise is probably having the issues with. They're not able to turn over the strike. And this is one of the things when you look at teams that are slightly older, not as quick between the wickets, first 10 overs, too many dot balls. That's a massive problem for the Chennai Super Kings. Have a look at this. Yeah, the guys have been doing some great work. Faced legal deliveries faced 420, dot balls 181. So it's a 43%. That's over 2.5 deliveries per over are dots. It's just not good enough. It is not good enough. And you watch Virat Kohli tonight. We talked about it earlier. He faced 5 dot balls in 52 in his innings tonight. Now, I'd look at that and I would guess that would be right at the bottom as far as teams are concerned in the first 10 overs. So they're not picking up singles because they're not quick enough between the wickets at times. They're not urgent enough. And there was a lot of commentary about that tonight. But also, I don't think they're hitting the boundaries enough either. So they don't have the massive power. They're not picking up the singles. That's a really ordinary combination when you're looking for runs.
And Joy, it's one thing to look at the numbers in isolation or just look at cold numbers. We've actually seen what's been happening out there. And even in the power play, I mean, when we were joking about trying to get that My 11 Circle badge of honor, I said 40 and I was almost embarrassed. I said, oops, I've gone a little too low, have I? And then suddenly they don't even get close to 40 except in 9.5 overs. So you could see that it was just after that one Watson boundary of Morris in the first over, they just froze.
Yeah, and that's what genuinely bothers me. You know, if Chennai had gone down like 127 for 9, collapsed in 15, 14, trying to get there close and not, I don't see intent early enough. When you know that in the last few chases you haven't managed to turn on the gas in the end and really press on the accelerator, then you should be going early. There wasn't intent early. And look, I can't blame Jagdish. He's coming to the side. He's trying to hit bowling, which is probably of a much higher standard than he's used to playing on a regular basis. And then he's worried about saying that, have I done enough to retain my place at the side? But the rest of the guys need to do something about it. And they have the quality to do it. One is about age, the other is about intent. A very interesting word that, Simon kept using, urgency. Where do you see urgency? I mean, you can be 35, you can be 45 and show urgency. There wasn't urgency, and that's what should bother CSK. I would love to hear what they say in the press conference.